so take two. This is Drew. He's having a reading with me today. It's the 25th of April 2020. So let's start with your date of birth first. So what year were you born? What's your date of birth?
26 to the 12th, 84.
1984. So let me see if I've got that right. The 26, you said? 26? Yep. Of the 12th, 1984. Is that right, lovey?
That's right.
Right, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is called predictive numerology. So you're a day 8. You have a 8, 9, 10, 11 pathway. There you go. That's a strong pathway. You've got good numbers if you want to achieve a lot in career. All right, so I'm not going to lie to you there. If you've got some big dreams or goals with career or a trade or a calling, your numbers suggest someone who could set themselves up quite well as you get older. You know, business could be important to you, career could be important to you. But you also have an 11 pathway. And to be honest with you, Drew, that usually signifies someone who's very sensitive and can be quite spiritual. So when you've got an 11 pathway, sometimes you are a little bit more sensitive and a little bit more in tune. A lot of people on an 11 pathway, they love animals and they love oldies and they love kids. They get upset when there's crap going on in the world, and they're usually the ones to put their hand out and want to help other people. So that's in you. That's in you to be that sensitive. Now, the negative to having these numbers is sometimes you can get easily hurt, used and abused a bit. All right? So you can get disappointed in love or friendship, or it can put you in the line of sort of negative people and negative situations. All right? So because there is that element of sensitivity. But overall, once you pick a pathway, a relationship, a family lifestyle choice, once you make that decision and you feel it's right in your heart, then you'll follow through with that, all right? And that will be your life. So are you married with some kids now, Drew, or have you had a relationship, lovey, with kids?
Yeah, not married, but yeah.
Yeah. Because, well, 811 is somebody that believes in love and believes in family and things like that. They're very important. Now, there's a bit of blue in your aura at the moment, and what that means is a male's trying to communicate with us. So that means there's an older male in spirit that's passed away, all right? So you've got a soul up there that's associated to you. Now, I don't know if there's been any fathers or grandfathers or brother figures, but there's this male presence, all right? So I'm not 100% sure who it is yet, but I'm just noticing coming forward in your aura, all right? Now, can you relate to, I only want yes or no answers, but can you relate to perhaps a male that you might sense around you from time to time?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, I'm here to validate that because I just looked up and this blue light just flashed you. So it's like he cheekily wandered in and flashed you. So there's a bit of energy there. Have you lost anyone specifically? For a moment, I want to go over on Dad's side. Have you lost anyone on your dad's side at all, Drew?
Yeah, yep.
All right, because there's a lot of light and a lot of energy on what we call the dad side. Is there a dad or a granddad up there at all, darling?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So that makes sense to me. Oh, hang on, throwing things around here. That makes sense to me. So it's a loving, strong connection, all right, because it's so blue. It's literally slashing across you at the moment. And what that means is not just coming in for me, is a presence around you. So if they were to take photos of you and video of you, there'd be white orbs everywhere, or there'd be orbs, and that's this wonderful male that's around you. He looks like he's got a bit of cheekiness. Is it a dad or a granddad, love? Or
Both.
Oh, who were you closest to?
My father.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm talking to Dad first, okay? I'd say he's like, I want in very much. When you talk about Granddad, I keep getting a strong vision of another female that's passed. So we've got an old girl up there as well in spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Nan and Pop up there, basically?
Both Nan and Pops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we've got Nan, we've got Pop, we've got Dad. you've brought a few in, but I have to say the strongest with you today is your dad.
Yeah.
I haven't even started the reading and he's interrupted me. I looked up and that blue just come flying past. Do you know if anyone had a battle with a disease? Was there any cancer or anything in the family at all?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone ill with the cancer now?
Not that I know of.
Oh, well, they're talking about cancer. So that means now, if not, I'm talking to another soul whose life was taken through a blood disease. All right? So they lost their life through a blood disease. Now, there's also purple energy. Have you lost anyone to either an accident or a terrible, tragic type of death?
Yeah.
Because the purple can represent suicide, murder, accident. You know when it's tragic? So you can relate to that, can you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. So I've got purple, but I've also got the symbol for cancer. So to me, the cancer feels like there may have been a female who's passed that had the struggle with some kind of cancer. Cancer is emphysema, blood, leukemia, tumours, all that sort of thing comes under that area.
Yeah.
All right? So if you can remember who that is, they're trying to get attention. Yeah. Well, that's okay. You can ask. Ask Mum, all right? It's definitely on your mother's side by the look of it, or ask someone connecting to Mum because there's a strong there. Has there been any relationship rifts in the family? Dad worries about a rift where there's a couple of loved ones not talking.
No.
No? So there's been no separations or breakups?
No.
No? All right. Well, he's worried then. He's worried about a rift. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Now, what that means is he could be telling us there could be somebody in the family could be having a falling out. You know, sometimes brothers and sisters stop talking, or we have family members that aren't close and we lose contact with them. All right?
Yeah.
He seems to be upset about something. So whether he's predicting or whether it's something that's been playing since his past, I don't know. But there's a story there. He's talking about it. So rifts, I'll write down rifts that he shows concern there. But with you, he comes in strong and he's watching over you very strongly. He's an influence. He's apologetic. The energy around him is that of the blue. And when I close my eyes, I see the pink, which is sometimes when they're sorry or they're apologetic. So losing him may have been tough. And it may have caused a lot of upset when he passed. Well, I can guarantee you he's very sorry for whatever pain he caused leaving you. But I can guarantee that he's going to stay close by you. That's the feeling. Whether his death since he's passed has caused a distancing or a rift in the family, to me, it feels like he's around you all to keep you all close. To keep you all tight and keep you all together. I think that's what he's trying to show, whatever rifts, you know. And sometimes when a loved one dies, we can go off and we can, I don't know, we can play up a bit. We can get angry, drink too much, party too much, drug too much. We can cause drama. We can be angry. So I wonder if he's been concerned about, you know, after he's dying, has there been that kind of influence? And if there has, well, I think the message is, you know, everyone needs to settle now. Do you understand that a little bit?
Yeah.
Good. I feel like it's a lecture. But I like his energy.
That'll be it.
Yeah, well, I like his energy. I've got nothing to say. I'm listening. I'm taking on board what he's showing me. Because he's showing me he got me to write sorry, so I wrote sorry. He got me to write please heal a rift, so I wrote that. And then he wrote, you know, love this kid. So, you know, so that tells me straight away, he loves you. But the rift stuff and things like that may have happened after, I don't know. but there's definitely a story there. But, you know, in the next cycle, if there is a bit of a drama, you're going to go, oh, yeah, Dad knew. He was onto this. So his presence is really strong. Dad hangs out with, I'm on a road at the moment and a car. Anybody travel with work? Did anyone work in transport or travel?
Anyone that has passed?
Past or alive? He's just he's just taking me on the road. I'm walking along the road at the moment. No, he's just walking. I'm thinking, why don't you show me where you live? Usually I go to them and they show me where they live, and we're walking along the road at the moment. He's trying to show me something, I think, and it's important to him. So there might be a place that you can travel to that Dad feels a connection. You know, there may be a strong connection to this place or this road. Someone may travel. I don't know if we've got any truckies in the family or people that drive, you know, or do a lot of travel with their work. If that's the case, he's doing a lot of protection. You know, he's setting up a lot of protection. So I wonder if anyone had an accident or there was a car accident or some sort of tragic, you know what I mean? He's very protective of the road. So it has some meaning. Can you relate a little bit? Do you understand that vision at all?
Yeah, I work in transport.
Oh, good boy. Oh, well, Dad's protecting you then. That's a good sign, isn't it? Have you come across accidents before, have you?
Yeah, in the past. A lot.
So I'd say he's trying to keep you safe.
Yeah,
very strong. Do you know if there was a suicide at all?
Yeah.
Who was that, can I ask?
That was Dad.
Yeah. So that's the sorry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, honey. So he's very sorry. It's a bugger. You get up there and the mental disease that caused you to kill yourself, it's gone. The physical body's gone and the disease goes with it. And a lot of them do that whole, oh, shit, what have I done? Why did I do this? But some say to me, no, I wasn't going to get better. I was not going to beat this, you know, and death for them is a relief. He feels relieved, but he feels terribly sorry. So I think for your dad, it may have been really, really tough. You know, he could have been doing it tough for a long time for all we know. So death for him is a relief, but he's very sorry. You know, he's left behind, by the sounds of it, some great kids that he loves and grandkids. So, you know, he's missing out and he knows it. So that's his punishment. That's how he sees it. He's not here to be here, you know, to babysit and help and be annoying. He wish he could. Has he been up there a while? How long's he been gone now? He looks settled.
He was found 20 years yesterday.
There you go. Well, he's past it. He's settled. So he's watched you grow up. He's watched you have kids. He regrets not being down. And if he'd gotten through his mental health stuff and he'd gotten through all this, you would have had a hands-on granddad. All right? So like I said, and that's where he recognises he loses. All right? But he loves you. There's no doubt. He said, love this kid. So he's been watching over you and he loves this kid. So you're still a kid to him. That's so funny. Well, how old are you now? 36?
35.
Yeah, 35. So you would have been 15. It would have been at a really horrible time in your, you know, right at a very important time of your life when you lost him. So I think he blames himself for whatever drama come afterwards, you know. But I like him, to be honest. Did you love him when he was alive? Did you have much to do with him or anything to do with him?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because he really does. He isn't just come in today. He's been around you most of his passing.
I bet.
He's been strong. Like I said, Blue is so strong that he's been walking with you. And to me, that makes sense now. That he died, he took his own life. He has lots of regrets about that. He caused suffering. And he asked his guides, look, I want to be back down there because I want to make sure the kids go on, you know, my son goes on the right road and not the wrong. So he's been working his ass off to make sure everything goes well for you. So that's important. Is there any chance of another baby? He's got a little soul in his arms up there. So he's holding a little one in his arms. So it's a little boy. So is there any chance that you'll be having any more? No. Is there any other brothers and sisters?
No, I've got, yep.
I reckon someone's going to have a little boy. All right.
Yeah.
So if you hear about it, you're going to say, yep, Dad already is, they know. And sometimes we name them after them, you know what I mean? And certainly if anyone wants to give your dad's name, it's not going to curse the kid, all right? Because your dad, that energy's gone, and he wants it gone. Who's the heavy drinker though? Who's the heavy drinker?
That's passed.
Yeah.
Nan. Yeah.
Nan was the heavy drinker. Is that his mum? Is it?
No.
It's your mum's mum.
Yep.
All right. Because I was going to say, she heavy drunk. It might have been through grief, but yeah, someone was drunk too hard in life.
Yep.
Yeah. So she would have died from the drinking related. You know what I mean? It would have been something that caused that.
Yep.
Yeah. And someone had some kind of. They died suddenly. They were gone. It's like hit the floor and they were dead. So I don't know if anyone had an aneurysm or a stroke or some kind of heart problem. But someone, as soon as they went, they were gone. Can you relate to anyone? Can you think of anyone that died in such a way very quickly?
Yes.
Yep. All right. So they're all discussing how they died. So it's their way of letting you know that's the loved one I'm talking about. So, it gives you an idea. So Dad's the suicide. Gran was the heavy drinker. Was there a Pop that had a heart problem or a lung problem?
Pop had a lung problem.
Yep. Big fan of him. He lights up around you, all right? Yeah. So I don't know if you had a relationship with your Pop, but he just stood behind you then. And he didn't come in like your dad. He's come in like he's always around. So Dad's a hand on your shoulder, talks to you, catches up with you when you're asleep, comes in from time to time when you need that sort of presence. Whereas Pop, his presence is strong. It's strong. It's more around the family. Do you know what I mean? So he's in the know. So this Pop I'm talking to, he knows everything that's going on by the sense of it. So, and like I said, there's a lot of discussion about either a further career growth for you, change or business.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's further changes coming because they're very excited about that. So that's something you perhaps could take on board. And what about another property? Because Pop's just walked into this other house and he's dangling the keys at you. So he's talking about this house and he's dangling keys like, what are we going to do about this, lad? So there's something about another property. All right? Can you relate to that? Has there been any discussion or has there been an event?
No, not really.
All right, well, that means there's going to be a change. So there could be more property in the near future. So this year is your doing year with health matters. Might be the year you're supposed to give up smoking. Well, you're in a year of 12. 12 is when you've got the courage and the motivation to go after things that you want. In a 6 year, it's usually going after things that make us healthier and happier. So, that's some people, they get involved in their sport, their hobbies, they get involved in a career that they love. It's a good year for relationship, if you're single, meeting someone and connecting. So you're in that sort of doing year, doing what your heart wants. Next year, it's all about the family. And, next year could bring further travel. There could be further travel and change. So from your numerology, Pop might be telling us, do you own your house or rent it at the moment, darling?
I rent.
I reckon there's going to be a move. I reckon he's giving you the heads up.
Yes.
Whether the economy's so bad that you can afford to buy a house. It might be that. But he's dangling these keys going, that's it. We've got the big shift coming. So I think he's giving you the heads up that there could be another move. So my opinion will be start decluttering, okay? If it does come, you're not overwhelmed by it. Next year, there's a lot more movement going on, so you'll find yourself even busier next year. All right, so you're very busy period coming. You're coming into 2021. So you're what are you, Capricorn?
That's right.
Yeah. Down to earth, no nonsense. What you see is what you get. Little Capricorn. No. A lot of my Capricorns, you work your ass off for your family. You try and build a successful career and have all that sort of thing. And I mean, you're still quite young. So, owning property or being involved in your own business could be a dream of yours. And it's something you should identify and do the work with. But you've got more travel coming. So that means either your job is changing or your route is changing. And the message could be that your dad's setting up a new route where you'll be travelling in a different road and he's trying to protect you to keep you safe on it. So that could be what that message means. And the rift could be that the work could take you further away from your partner and your kids. Mm-hmm. All right? So there's a definite story here that's coming together. I'm piecing it all together. That's what I do. Your soul number, of course, 12. What are you? 12, 24, soul 6. Listen, honey, have you ever wanted to do voluntary work? Have you ever been interested in army, military, SES, fire, anything like that? Have you shown an interest in any of that?
Not really. When I was younger.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Really?
Oh, you have numbers as someone who, get you involved in sort of community projects and you thrive. All right, but you've probably been flat out earning a living and raising kids. A lot of you fall under the cracks. A lot of you get, my Capricorns particularly, you get caught up in your relationship, your career, that you do stop doing the things that you love or, thinking that there's more. But what happens is, years down the road, you can start to feel like you need something, and so promise yourself that if you get to that point where you think, well, what's the fucking point of it all, that you'll go and get yourself a hobby or you'll go and do some community work. And why? Because you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. You're someone whose numbers are, when you're out there sort of in the community in some way, doing what you can, you will thrive. So, definitely look into that if there ever comes a time. Capricorns this year was supposed to have a great year. This was the year you were supposed to come in and everything was going to fall into place. My Cappies were going to do the hard work and get themselves in shape. They were going to do the hard work with their career path and it was going to be that year where their health and the goals they'd set themselves with their career was all going to fall into place. And then friggin' COVID come along and it's really sort of thrown everybody out of whack. But it still can happen. You can still have changes that you want to make that will help you with your mental and physical health. If you're in transport, chances are you're going to look after your legs, your back, your shoulder areas, you know what I mean? And transport too, weight, your weight, they say shift workers and people in transport or in those jobs, they really struggle with their, getting themselves in that area. But a lot of my Capricorns were on that sort of fitness run this year, getting in and moving forward, so that can still happen. But it was an area, 2020, where we were going to see you flourish the most. So once COVID settles down, hopefully you're still working, but if not, once COVID and all this settles down, hopefully you'll be back on track and you'll be happy and loving what you're doing. That's going to be important. Next year is exciting. It's a fire year, and my Cancerians, my Capricorns, absolutely love fire years. They motivate you. It's the years that you do have the courage to make moves and do changes in your career and things like that. So there is a lot of opportunity for growth being a Capricorn this year and next. Your dad and your Pop's, I think Dad has just been raising you. I think his spirit has just been with you to just, guide you in everyday life. But Pop is the one that really wants you to succeed financially. He wants to see you own your own home. And I don't know if you want to own cars or trucks or things like that, but Pop is your motivator. He's the one that can see you and see what you're really capable of in that direction. So that old bugger's quite driven in driving you. So if you get lots of ideas or opportunities, you can blame him, all right? But coming into next year, there could be further moves, further changes. Pop could be right on this because you're a Capricorn. But even your numbers, this year is your year to look at your life and to follow the road that you want to follow, because next year it's all about stabilising that road and keep going forward. And you do that, and then you're not going to be confused and uncertain and in trouble with debt and in trouble with your health and having struggles with relationship. So everything that you put into place this year will bring stability in those areas next year for you. Things will happen quick. So it is important that you, I suppose, get your goals out. Have you been motivated? Have you been having some dreams and goals? Or if you just... What was that?
Yeah, I have. Yes.
Good. Well, I want you to focus there, and Pop does too. We want you to, because, with that kind of motivation is going to bring, dreams are going to be realised. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be able to have the ability to recognise. So I pulled some healing cards. Let's get into your cards now. You've got Bat. Bat represents that you're someone who's going to go through a rebirth. So most people get Bat when they do have another big life change. Now, have you yourself struggled with any anxiety or depression? Have you ever been through that? Because you are an 11 and it's in your birth numbers to be sensitive. Bat can sometimes mean when you come out of your darkness, when you come out of that dark place. When he's reversed, it's people like your dad. The person stays in that darkness and they can't come out of it. But when it's this position, it's like, I've been in some dark places, but you're coming out of it. So you're someone that will come through his darkness, and when he does, he has big changes, big life changes. So your partner and your kids will be happy to know that you're going to stick around and not leave them, But you do rebirth. You do have a rebirth. There is more change to happen, whether you do that through getting help with your feelings and emotions, or you're just growing into yourself. But it's there. It says he rebirths. He doesn't choose death, he chooses life, and he comes into this next cycle where he's turning his life around. The secret for you, though, is to just not get caught up in other people's webs. You might have people around you that dictate, control, or just like to cause a lot of shit. And it's a type of cycle that your guides are saying it's time to extract yourself from that. So if you're ready for a change. Change is ready for you. And then we've got the butterfly. So I'm hoping you're going to be a true Capricorn, go on a bit of a health kick, give up the smokes. I'm a palliative care worker, so I'm going to nag you, all right? I work with cancer patients, and I did for 30 years. So you're going to get nagging from me, boy. But butterfly is transforming yourself. It's when you turn your life around. You're someone that can turn yourself around. You're someone that you're not your dad, but you are a sensitive soul, and we can't stop you feeling sensitive and being empathetic. So that makes you prone to feeling depressed and anxious. But Bat says you choose life. You choose to reinvent yourself, and that you're coming into a cycle where you're growing. Spider just wants you to get out of everyone else's web. You know what I mean? And create your own web, create your own destiny, and move forward. Pop wants a business. I think if Pop gets his way, you'll be running your own bloody transport, or you'll be in something that you love doing. They see that with you. They see great success. I think you've got a ticket to get, because Pop keeps tapping on some books. You've got to get that. You've got to get that. And I think Dad's there to sort of say, right, you've got this, finish this life and do all the things you want, because he's missing out terribly. So he knows. And Butterfly says that you are someone who's going to transform their life. I get Butterfly all the time, and I've moved from Broken Hill to Adelaide, and then Broken Hill again, and then Perth, then Mildura, now Geelong, and now we're talking about another big move. So Butterfly and I come, and each time I change, there's this wonderful transformation that happens. The kids find their dream jobs and happiness, or I find, a place that I feel more happier at. So there's definitely going to be another shift for you in whether it's your work or definitely home and things like that. So you're only renting. So that means there's still goals that you want. Do you understand that? Do you understand what we're saying? Good. So you're choosing to transform. You've got some negative thinking. Would you agree with that? Do you get in your head a bit and get a bit negative?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's asking you to surrender your negative thinking. It says, you have control over your thoughts. When you feel these thoughts coming, it's like it can be OCD. You can get caught up in a thought and you can't let it go. And you can create a drama when there's no drama there. It's one of the most dangerous things. You don't know how many people contact me and they get it in their head their partners are having affairs, and their poor partners are as innocent as anything. But no, they've got the friggin' thought in their head and they can't get out of it. And even me telling them, oh, for God's sake, get it out of your head. No. So negative thinking's dangerous because it's based upon lies, or it's based upon insecurity or fear. And it's why people will believe gossip. It's why people believe what other people say. It's why people can pass lie detectors, because they truly believe what they're thinking. So your guides are worried that you have some of that going on, and they want you to get out of that habit. They want you to stop when you have a negative thought or you believe something. Go get the facts first before you sort of make an assumption. And you'll move forward. You've got to surrender more to your intuition. I truly believe you sense your dad around, and I wonder if you feel popped from time to time, because these souls are really strong. Even now you've moved and your aura hasn't changed. It went angry. So anger means there may be some anger in you, or there may be some mistrust, hurt or betrayal in you. So it went a bit angry. So that changed, that shifted a bit. But other than that, like I said, you've got some wonderful souls up there that are trying to get you through every cycle you're going through, which is important. And surrender to inner peace. It just says, you're an intuitive, spiritual young man who has a strong connection to his loved ones in spirit. If you could find it in yourself to practice a bit of meditation and mindfulness and find a bit of peace, then you'll be able to stop those negative thoughts that are creating negative situations. Because 9 out of 10 are not real. That's what's wrong with the world today, is we get a thought in our friggin' head and we think it's real. You see it on social media all the time, all the fake news. It's ridiculous. Well, the fake news comes from somebody's head that's thinking negatively, isn't it? So the guides want you to surrender. Because you're intuitive and sensitive, your thoughts have power. So you think negatively. So I'd love to say to you, right, because you're Capricorn, I'd love to say, how about for a week you do a bit of meditation, and then create a set of affirmations, in areas you want to succeed or areas you want to be happy. And I just want you to work on that. And then I'd love to hear back in a couple of months, everything's just turning around and everything's falling into place. And then I can say, told you so. But you do have that kind of power, and that's why I'm talking to you about it. All right? Because my Capricorns, once they set their mind to things, they're an unstoppable force. But they can be, if they set it on the wrong course, oh God, it's getting us out of it, But it is about, We think did you love sport? Are you a sporty boy? Have you ever loved your sport or anything? Have you gone motorbike riding? Do you love sport? Anything? Darts? Anything?
Yeah, riding.
Yeah, well, calcicopyrite suggests you're going to get more interested. So as soon as COVID's over, I'd say you're going to hit your hobbies again with a luster. But it's telling you that the more physical you are, the more healthy you'll get. So you need to get more physical in this next cycle. So you need to get back into your hobbies, the things you love. Because Capricorns, you've got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you won't do it. Basically, pure and simple. Garnet is to tell you it's time to stop procrastinating. Apparently, like Pop says, you can flourish. You can have a lot of success. Now, whether because of COVID you can succeed, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to come out of this and they're going to make a mint. They're going to do really, really well. You know, anyone that owns a truck's going to be doing bloody marvellous. Anybody that, there's lots, isn't there? Anybody looking at opening a food shop or a supermarket, they're going to go, and this is going to go on for a while in that way. But it's telling you to stop procrastinating and go, and it's time to go after your dreams. Time to go after your dreams and goals. Black obsidian is a message from your loved ones saying that they're protecting you. Whether you have been angry, whether you felt bullied, or whether you felt that there's been a lot of toxic people and situations around you, your guides are very clear that they're trying to protect you in this next cycle. They're trying to remove the anger. I keep seeing anger. So you've got a red aura of anger. So you pissed at somebody. Or there's been some angry situations. So your guides are eager for that energy to go. You know what I mean? So that you can move forward. So if you don't understand that at the moment, go sit later and think what's been pissing you off lately. What's been making you think negatively. And then you're going to have to go, oh shit, I make negative things happen because of my attitude. So it's telling you to you bring change and you'll have a lot of success, all right? But if you're into crystals or your partner's into crystals, tell your partner I said to get you some black obsidian, some garnet. Garnet's very powerful. And calcicopyrite is for health. So calcicopyrite says, you get into a hobby or a sport or something that you love to do physically, it'll get you healthy. Black obsidian says time to let go of any anger or grief or any depression or despair, because you're coming into a cycle where you can succeed, and it's important that you're physically and emotionally ready for it. And of course, garnet is the stone that tells you it's time to act. So if you've got some goals, I know COVID is putting a hold on, but I think you should still keep going forward. This year you can, if you're doing what you love, you have the power to manifest things. You have the power to change things this year. Next year talks about further travel, further change. There's a new direction. Your numbers talk about you going in a new direction, and that could mean a move a house. And Pop keeps lighting up every time I say house. So let's just hope the people that you're renting from aren't selling. You have to move. But you were warned so that if it happens, you're not emotionally attached. All right? So that's very important. Your totem's telling me you're reinventing yourself, that you're coming out of your own darkness, and that you choose life. Dad didn't. He chose death. And he's regretted it every moment since, but he's also been with you and walked with you every day. So he has had an effect on you, has shaped you. There's a lot him and Pop are proud of with you, all right? So you're following through with things that he never did. So you've got this. But this is what this cycle's about, is that there's this important new step that you've got to take. All right? And then, they're with you. So you're not alone on this. And that's it. But you've got to extract yourself out of other people's negative webs and drama and lives. So, it's time to step away from that kind of energy and people. But you've got to learn trust. Trust the people that you love. But step away from the people that you know are hurting you in some way. That's the message. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so the 18 months ahead, like I said, you don't know this about yourself yet, but you're a big softie who does care about people or animals, right? So there's a big softie in you, and there's a sensitivity in you, and as you get older, my money's on you will get more community involved or more involved with your kids and their life and their hobbies. And you're able to fix whatever is breaking. So whatever is breaking is fixable. That's what it's telling you. All right? You'll have some surgery in the next cycle, but it's to make you feel better. All right? So it's good surgery. Don't be a bloody sook about it. So the surgery could fix something and just make you feel better. So no panicking over surgery. You're in a cycle, a 4-year cycle of growth. And that's exciting because usually this is an 18-month reading. And what that means is that we know for a fact this next 4 years your finances are good. You're actually going to have money in the bank, or you're clearing debt, or you're working harder. So for a Capricorn, that's music to your ears. You know, when my Capricorn gets this, and it's usually, yay, I'm working and I'm earning, and it's still going on. And money is important to you, and business is important to you. It's important to Pop and Dad as well that you succeed. You've got the Tower, so the Tower is when there's been fires, floods, viruses, and economy crashing. Well, we've got all that, haven't we? It's all been happening. So you're sort of in that. But it's telling me you're coming out of it. So for you, the worst is over. All right? So that means you're coming out of the worst. Thank God. Got a fresh new start. And I think Pop's right. You've got relationship. Are you in a happy relationship now?
Yeah.
Good. We'll keep it that way, mister. Because it says, well, relationship's important to you. So hear what she's got to say. Come together. Be partners. Have ideas. Let her know how you're feeling so she can help you. But whether she's got bothersome family or you do, there's a bit of drama that you don't need in your lives. All right? So both very devoted to one child particularly. Beautiful kid in here that you spend a lot of energy and effort and time with. You know, and it pays off. So if there has been one child you've had to pay that extra attention to, it pays off. It's well worth it. So, you know, hang in there. Decisions about, like I said, are you your own boss now, or is it something you'd like to do?
It's in the making.
You got the boss card. I love this card. This is people who make their own destiny. They take control of their lives and they build their own business. But it's also the father card. So we know Dad's behind it and Pop's behind it too. So, oh God, you're not going to make a move without them two. Poppy, for some reason, is more in control of that. So I don't know if you had much to do with him, but he's a big fan. And it just says, you know, you're making change and making money. Did you know someone might go to jail around you? So you might know someone who's in a bit of trouble if they haven't already been to jail. Or you know jailbirds, but there's somebody that's getting themselves in a bit of trouble. All right? So again, you can't fix everything. You have a legal matter that goes well. So for yourself, a legal matter that's dealing with you goes well. All right? So, and you'll be able to put whatever that is behind you and move forward. Just hope it's not a loss of license, okay? Behave. All right? But you put these things behind you and you can move forward. Now, have you had the snip, or you're still capable of having babies? You've had this, the partner's had the snip. Well, you have. Well, there's a shock pregnancy here, and no, she's not having an affair. So it could be, no, it could be she says to you, I want to have another baby. Let's go to IVF. If not, now listen, it doesn't have to be a child. It could be you come home and they've bought a $3,000 dog. And you never had a say in it. It says he's shocked. You've got a new addition in your life coming. All right, but it could be too fostering. It could, you know, or someone else around you. You take on someone else's kid and they come and live with you. But you need to know there's additions. All right, so but it's good. It's not bad. So not you stressing when that goes down. They're a fresh new start. Any legal stuff you're able to resolve, and you've got a fresh new start, which is lovely. COVID's over, and you're out and about socialising again, and well, looking by the look of it, you're getting back into the things you love to do, which is great. So that's very positive. Again, you know, you tell your partner if she's ever wanted to move house or she's got a dream to build her own home, you tell her that you're going to work your ass off and that dream may come to reality. It does talk about it in the 18 months. I think Pop's onto something, matey. All right? I really do. I think that's an area we're going to see you shine. Yes, you can be a boss. Yes, you can have your own business. But bear in mind and know that you're also someone who can work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
My Capricorns hate taking big risks. So they will work friggin' 24 hours a day before they're happy to say, right now, I'll let go of that job and do this now. All right? But you are also capable of working and working away and working overseas. You know, if any of my star signs can cope with all that, it's you lot. You know, but hopefully what I'm seeing is that you're building your future. You know, you're coming into that stage. All right, so other bits of gossip. Do you have any sons? Do you have any boys?
Yeah, I do.
I've got a young Knight of Swords here, and it really talks about this young man in a way that is intelligent, and any changes you make in his life, his routine and structure, he's thriving. So if you've been worried about him, or there's been one child that you have been stressed about, he's good. He's good. One's prone to accidents, so don't buy anything expensive.
Yeah.
Reminds me of my brothers. I'm getting flashes of my brother. I'm from the bush, and I had 4 brothers, and Dad would buy them all motorbikes, and I had one brother that would trash. So he never got anything new. Dad bought them all a car, but he got the bomb car. He got the bomb bike because he just used to break everything. Guess who's got a destructive kid? Yo. If one of your kids has stories of a broken arm or a busted, you know, you've got a very active young man on your hands who's a bit destructive. But my brothers grew up to be exceptionally very well adapted men and partners, so hang in there. That's all I'm going to say. Have lots of insurance. It does talk about it. It says one of the kids is prone to destruction or accidents and things, but is protected, and but it is an expensive child. A lot of change and a lot of movement. You've got I don't know if you work around a lot of men, but you will in the near future. And that's it. So you're in a very male orientated job in this next cycle. You work with the King of Swords and the King of Wands, and you're very close to them. So they could be business partners or people that you're working with. All right, but you get on fabulous. That's what it's telling me, is you're making good connections. That house has come up. Pop's right. We're going to see her move a house. So tell your partner, I said, she start looking at what she wants and where she wants it. Hubby's going to get it for her. Says a positive change. They have a move. They love it. You do spend a fortune on animals. Who's the animal lover?
My daughter.
So someone's getting their dream dog by the sounds of it, or cat. We spent $1,500 on a Bengal cat, and we spent 10 grand on 2 German Shepherd pups. So, yeah, so put it this way: you could come home and find a very expensive pooch. But it does talk about new additions. Animals, it talks about, new additions in your life. So I'm probably warning you not to chuck a tantrum, accept the inevitable, and just, know that you'll probably have a dog that'll follow you everywhere. So it's sort of a warning. Dad's got a dog up there. He's got this bloody cute dog up there with him now, so it's barking away at you. Money's good, like I said. Whatever you lose financially, you gain later on. So if you struggle, it won't be forever. Surgery around a child will have a good result with healing as the outcome. Sometimes our kids have got to have ears, nose, throat stuff done. appendix, you know, all that stuff. But I've got a kid here it's like after the treatment, oh God, they're better. So there'll be a good outcome, you know, and then it's crazy in the house. It's going to be messy around you. And it keeps talking about a new addition. So somebody's making a new baby. You might have family that this happens. You and your partner have got to make a decision about, you know, sometimes we go into business with our partners and things like that. So it talks about you signing documents and partnerships and things like that. So, yeah, my money's on you, pair, creating a business. So it looks good. It looks good. You tell someone to stick their job, though. You're going to have great pleasure in telling someone to take their job and stick it. Good for you. And like I said, there's recovery from COVID. There's recovery from any droughts or floods or fires that have affected your life in some way. You recover, you come through. You've got the two best cards that I love seeing in people's decks, meaning you'll get through this. So you've got a lot of opportunity coming. You're strong, you cope with problems as they come. You deal with other family members throughout this year, or not this year, in the next 3 years with health issues. Someone else's, whether someone's got depression or something. There's a story there. But you're doing well. In any legal matters, you're doing well. Any change of career, it's coming. You know, move a house, prepare yourself, start dreaming. But if you've just been getting up, going to work, coming home, that's not enough. You've got to have more change. You've been put on notice by your gang. Yeah. So talk to the kids. Find out if you can all find something that you're interested in. Kids are great to channel your stress out on in a good way. You know, might be time for bikes.
Yeah.
Might be time to buy a bit of land. Map out the land. We did. We were spoilt rotten. We had a bit of land and Dad got the bulldozer and he made humps and we were able to do all the, you know, the fun. It started with BMXs and then we went to bikes. But oh my God, the accidents and injuries. Mum could have killed Dad for that. Oh gosh, it wasn't a day that went past that we weren't in scrapes and bruises. But it just feels like, you know, that you're creating a life for yourself where you can be more of a family member, you know. So the choices that you're making are going to open that door for you. You are cutting some people out of your life. Sounds like that's the rift stuff, but it's good. I reckon it's work. So you'll feel better. You'll feel more at peace. But overall, you might get some more tickets under your belt. You might take some time off and reassess. You're definitely building a new business. You'll be looking at either building a home or renovating or buying. But yeah, there's a big decision there that's coming. And you're turning your life around. You're still married, so you haven't killed each other, and so that's a good. Oh, you're still together. Interesting enough, there is a wedding in the next 3 years. So, if you're not married, it could be on the cards. All right, yeah, which I love. I love seeing weddings because I know that means you get through your problems. You deal with some health issues for yourself and maybe one of the kids, but that turns out okay, for both of yous. And it just talks about your partner and you talking about business and things like that. And that turns out okay too.
Yep.
Now, smoking for you will cause asthma. So if you continue to smoke, you're going to have a nasty chronic asthmatic condition.
I've smoked for 20 years so far.
Yeah, I know. It'll hit you. What'll happen is one day the pollen will hit the air and you can't breathe and you'll go, I'm having a heart attack. And the doctor will go, no, you have allergies. You've destroyed all the hairs on your things. So for you, it will cause an asthmatic allergy sinus problem. All right, matey? So I'm warning you about that now, okay, which is really important. But other than that, I like where you're going. I like that there's going to be change. Were you able to understand a bit of your reading today?
Yeah, I am.
Has it answered some questions?
Yeah. Yep.
So you know your dad's around you.
Yep.
You know he really regrets leaving you behind. He would have loved to be in person. You know Pop's a big fan of you too. He agrees, you know. Dad's been sort of that angel on your shoulder keeping you on the right road, and he's quite proud of you for that. But Pop he's your pusher. He's the one that can see you achieving your goals with business and things like that. And it's not that you're running out of time. Pop's just getting impatient with you. All right? So, but COVID's kicked in, so it may well be that COVID has put things on hold. But once things open up again, go forward. But no, I'm not at all surprised that there'll be a mover house, and this will be one that you buy or build. And, you know, a partnership with your partner, that means a business that you form. And that's easy enough to do. My husband helped me put together a business when we were young. And he put his name on it, but he didn't run it. I did, you know, but he was there for the bank. So whether you and your partner do that to help finance something, but it looked good. It looked good. It looked like you could trust. But there will be a job you'll be glad to see the arse end of. And there'll be some people you'll be glad to see the arse end of. And there's been too many webs of drama. All right? So once you sort of get through that, then there's this peaceful period that you can expect. So that makes sense to you?
Yeah.
All right.
Was there anyone, I don't know if you can, is there anybody any more around me than...
Oh, what did we see? We had your father.
Yeah,
Hang on. I wrote it down. So we had your dad.
You come through, you said something about an instant death.
Yes. I wondered if you'd had someone who died quickly and suddenly out of the blue.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes there was, when I was doing the mediumship reading, has there been another figure? Has there been a friend or someone that's passed that you lost very suddenly or very unexpectedly? Was it traumatic as well? Was it like, if not suicide, but was it something else?
Yeah, violent.
Yeah, violent death, like a murder or something?
Not a murder, but yeah, there was violence involved.
Yeah. Well, there was someone that was wandering in. So he came through at the start of the reading, so his presence was there as well. The energy that I got, I've just got to go back to then. Let me go back and let's see if he'll try and come back in, because I'm finished up with the session, so I've sort of told everyone to bugger off. It's a switch. I switch off. What I felt, hang on, is there any messages? That person keeps flashing a female that is very important to him. Did he leave behind someone that was very important to him, a female? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right, well just bear with me while I get the visions. I'm being flashed how he watches over this female. And he's keeping a very close eye. And I don't know if it's a mum or a partner or a sister, but my God. So he's around her. He spends a lot of time with this female. All right? Your Pop just came in and put his arm around him. So there's a bit of comfort. I don't know why it's your old boy. I don't know why it isn't Dad, but it's Pop that's just put his arm around the lad. And the way your Pop's talking, he's a lad. You know, he's a lad. Let me just have a look. I've got my pen and paper and see what else. So he's showing me this female, and he's around her. He watches over her. He talks about music or a playlist or a phone. All right. Hang on, let me write it all down. He's warming up now. So he's very connected to this female, this music and this playlist, and he keeps talking about the phone. So he's going on about that. Do you relate to any of that at all?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Did you ever do any travel? Did you two ever do any travel together, or the female? Was there any ties to this female that he keeps talking about?
I've travelled for him, yeah.
Yeah, yep. So, because he's going travel, or he's writing it down. Did he ever have any ties, or do you know if there was anything to do with New Zealand?
He was a Kiwi.
Oh, there you go, honey. It's just, well, have a look what he's making me write. So I don't know if you can see that. New Zealand, yeah. Yeah, New Zealand there, look. So who was he? Can I ask who he is to you?
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, God, love him. Is it Sissy that he comes in and annoys, do you think? He loves his sister. All right, so there might be a phone, there may be some favourite music. You must remember to put his music on, okay? Oh, what a character. He's happy. All right. Your pop just put his arm around him, so it's almost like, get back in here. So he was there. Did he love dogs? Do you know if he was a dog lover?
Well, he loved animals.
Yeah, he's got animals up there. He's got a place up there. He set himself up for life up there. He's not going anywhere, but he loves... And he's got favourite girls. How many girls are there? Because the girls are his favourite in the whole world. Has he got nieces, daughters? Has he got any of that?
His niece. Yeah, nieces.
And his sister. You're going to have to tell Sissy. She's one of his most favourite. He's crying. As you talk about your wife or your partner and he starts howling. So that she's a special lady to him. But he likes you. He feels close towards you. I think he wanted you to talk to your dad. I think, to be honest, he wanted your dad to... It looks like he's a bit of a personality. Well, look what he came through and wrote. So sort of like, this is me, matey, you know. Whatever happened couldn't have been fixed, all right? So whatever went down, people have got to stop being angry about. Because I'll write it down. Enough of the anger. Enough anger. That's what he's saying, enough anger. Do you understand that at all?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to have to listen to him on this one, or your phone won't never work properly ever again. So he's good. There you go. I'm glad you asked, because I wouldn't have brought him back in.
Yeah.
No. Well, as soon as I seen Dad and Pop, that was it for me. He watches over your wife or your partner. He's got a niece that he adores. All right. He don't mind you. He does a bit of travel with you. So when you do hit the road, he's in the truck with you as well. So he's telling me he was trying to tell you something about the road earlier. So he's referencing that was him. He's talking about the road earlier. So apparently that was part of his vision to you. So yeah, roads and travel. So that was a big deal. So you can expect his presence around. There's definitely something going on with this playlist and phone, so we have to look at that phone. We have to find the phone, or there's photos, all right, and there's music and there's something. Do you know if at his funeral they played some beautiful music? Was there anything to do about a fancy car and beautiful music? Or a vehicle? No one rocked up on a truck or anything, did they? No? Or a car? He keeps talking about this car, something about a car. You'll think about it later. You watch, usually comes to you. So he's talking about his funeral. He's talking about whether it was the vehicles, the parade. I don't know if there was a parade or of cars. He may have had a beloved car that is still alive, because sometimes there's a car that's still floating out there in the family. I don't know. He talks about New Zealand. He loves that. He's circled that and he's put his heart around it. So that means his home up there is New Zealand. The others you can recreate your home, or he's hoping yous will get there. All right, you might have to take Sissy home or take her to New Zealand, eh? Have you got any daughters yet? Do you have any girls?
Yeah, but 3 girls.
Yeah. One I think is definitely a princess in his eyes.
Yep.
If it's not his sister, it's one of those nieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you now. And it'll be the one that acts like him and has attitude like him. So if you end up with the daughter that grows up to be a big personality, she gets it from her uncle, I think. He talks about, he keeps talking about that there wasn't enough time. So I don't know. If someone had been on time, or if I don't know, something changed, everything might have been different. All right?
Yep.
Yeah, but he's good. He's sociable up there, but he's around his girls down here. So he loves watching over the girls. So he's a big softie. I was blessed to be close to, I lived in Perth, so we were close to, my husband worked at the mine, so we were very close to the Kiwis and the big Tongan and Kiwi families, and they're very family orientated. Nieces are like daughters and nephews are like sons. He feels that connection, all right? And he likes you with his sister, so you definitely have his approval. I think he thinks of you as a mate rather than a brother-in-law. So you two are fine, all right? You're not doing anything wrong by he's shaking his head. I think you're not in control. He doesn't think that. He's laughing at me. But he's good, Dale. He's good. His presence is good. He's just come through. He's thrown a lot at you. I'll take a photo of this and I'll send you what he wrote, okay? And you can have a look, you'll have a giggle. June, he asked me to write June down too, so I had to write June down. So that means something as well, a name or a date. Other than that, I think that's about it. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Yeah, it does, thank you.
So you don't be too cross with him. He just wanted you to talk to Dad and Pop. All right,
Yep.
And they do this. They prioritise who's more important. And I think Dad, you needed to talk to your dad today, don't you? Yeah? Dad needed to, and Dad needed to talk to you too. So you know, by the feel of your brother-in-law, he's a big personality. All right, but he loves you. All right, he's sooking too, so you can sook all you like. I've got 3 men in the room here crying, so... All right, sweetheart, I'll let you go. You can go and have a smoke and a beer. Oh, my pleasure, honey. Take care, lovey. All the best.